Welcome to part two of the cult of Popcorn Planet. I'm sorry part one cut off kind of abruptly. Um, I'm certainly not an expert at this. I never have been. And now, on top of that, I'm out of practice. So please just bear with me. Okay, so when I left Popcorn Planet, I had a lot of questions. I did a lot of research. And here is something interesting that I came up with. Now, I would like to preface this by saying that I am not any sort of expert. I'm not diagnosing anybody. These are simply some observations. All right. So, while it can be argued that many or most YouTube creators have narcissistic tendencies, if they're not self aware, it can be a problem, in my opinion, especially for those that become entrenched in their communities. So before you decide to dive into any YouTube community, think about the following, if the aforementioned cult checklist didn't do it for you, or I should say in part one. A brief list of narcissistic traits: being overly boastful, exaggerating one's own achievements, pretending to be superior to others, lack of empathy for others, looking down on others as inferior, monopolizing conversations, impatient, angry, unhappy, depressed, or has mood swings when criticized, easily disappointed when expected importance is not given, always craves for the best in everything, has a very fragile self-esteem. So, the narcissistic personality disorder involves a pattern of self-centered, arrogant thinking and behavior, a lack of empathy and consideration for other people, and an excessive need for admiration. Others often describe people with NPD as cocky, manipulative, selfish, patronizing, and demanding. When deciding whether to follow a YouTube creator, you probably aren't going to be looking at any sort of intimate relationship, so your inner alarm system may be delayed or not go off until those around you become uneasy. It can be quite insidious. You may think it's just you. You may tend to go along to get along or to protect the community at large. You could find yourself behaving in ways that are actually contrary to who you are. It's okay. They make a living fooling people. Considering the follow. So this is dealing with a narcissist. I'll put this link in the description where I found this, uh, which is helpguide.org. Anyway, narcissists can be very magnetic and charming. They are very good at creating a fantastical, flattering self-image that draws us in. We're attracted to their apparent confidence and lofty dreams, and the shakier our own self-esteem, the more seductive the allure. It's easy to get caught up in their web, thinking that they will fulfill our longing to feel more important, more alive. But it's just a fantasy, and a costly one at that. Your needs won't be fulfilled or even recognized. It's important to remember that narcissists aren't looking for partners, they're looking for obedient admirers. Your sole value to the narcissist is as someone who can tell them how great they are to prop up their insatiable ego. Your desires and feelings don't count. Look at the way the narcissist treats others. If the narcissist lies, manipulates, hurts, and disrespects others, he or she will eventually treat you the same way. Don't fall for the fantasy that you're different and will be spared. Take off the rose-colored glasses. It's important to see the narcissist in your life for who they really are, not who you want them to be. Stop making excuses for bad behavior or minimizing the hurt it's causing you. Denial will not make it go away. The reality is that narcissists are very resistant to change. So the true question you must ask yourself is whether you can live with this indefinitely. Don't beat yourself up too much. It really isn't you, it's them. You got caught up. It happens. No matter how, what matters now is how you move forward. And you've learned some valuable lessons. Congratulations. And so I'm going to close this part with this, I guess. I may add my own story onto the end of this. I have not yet decided. So this is just a little thing I found that I think describes the blind believers of Andy's crap, and it enables him to keep doing it. Jeez. Flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are the enablers who support the narcissist no matter what. The flying monkeys blindly side, encourage, support, and even abuse the victim to defend the narcissist. Even if they know the narcissist is wrong or doing very bad things, they are either blind to the narcissist's behaviors because of cognitive dissonance, or they just don't care. Either way, they are just as guilty. Narcissists usually have a few flying monkeys that they count on for backup. This is Marie Consiglio, The Mind's Journal. Let's see, how long is this so far? Oh, it's only six and a half minutes. All right. So here's my experience in this cult. When the whole Gabby Petito situation was happening last fall, I found Popcorn Planet and its host, Andy Signore. I spent about 4 months praising their coverage on a variety of topics. I also touted the primary co-host, Stuff the Alternates channel, especially her true crime videos. A wrench was bestowed upon me right before Christmas of last year. I took it for the honor it was presented as, even though I knew deep down that it probably wasn't a good idea. I also applied to join the Headlines group and was accepted. Now, actually, I joined the Headlines group maybe a couple of months before my brief stint as a moderator, because that only lasted for 6 weeks. So in order to prove yourself, you have to prove that you're a real person. The group does the majority of the work for every video and live stream on Popcorn Planet. While Andy gives credit to the Headlines group, that's about all we got. It didn't occur to me at the time to notice that a few that had helped with previous stories were missing, and at the time I didn't really know why. And in many instances, I still don't know why. It seems to me like many of the people that Andy didn't treat very well simply disappeared because they don't want to have anything to do with him. Anyway, hindsight being 2020, I now understand that Andy doesn't like being questioned. When/if you do, he pretends befuddlement. Nothing is ever his fault. He says he doesn't understand why people are being so mean. When folks get upset, they are deemed clout-chasing, crazed bullies and worse. If you're seeing parallels between this behavior and that of a cult leader/narcissist, you get a gold star. Even as a mod on PCP, I don't think I was ever going to graduate to the, quote, big mods or head mod group. Maybe it's because I'm too much of an independent thinker, or, I have no idea, but I don't think I ever would have. Yes, there are levels of moderators on Popcorn Planet. And as newer mods, were taught some very bad habits, like spamming the chat with links to, quote, tip Andy and his cohorts. Keep in mind that Popcorn Planet has membership tiers, of which I was at the lowest one. So in essence, I was paying to be a moderator and work on headlines, then was being asked to donate more and push others to donate. And this is before he got the bright idea of a bunch of GoFundMes and having people buy gifts off his Amazon wish list. It's a monster machine where the outer parts have no idea what's going on in the middle. The gaslighting is heavy, folks, and when we figure it out, we're ostracized and called names. Those with lesser intentions buy into his scheme. Whether it's for clout, whether it's the hope that they will, earn a bunch of money, I don't know. So if taking advantage of others is your forte, please join Popcorn Planet. The main audience are middle-aged women, many of whom are survivors of abuse and violence. They are dealing with trauma and, in some instances, addiction issues. But yeah, go ahead, add on to the trauma. For those still within the community, please be very careful. Be aware that Andy considers it his community, and further, that we had no right to assume friendships within his community, which is ludicrous. Even if you now hate me due to whatever has been said about me, I wish you nothing but love and peace. And for those who badmouth me and my compatriots, please stop. It's not a good look. Personally, I won't make you choose between me and them, although I'm pretty sure the opposite is not true. Think about that. And you have to remember, I wrote this before the women, Brittany and Nicole, bless them, came forward. Andy never hit on me, but I'm old, so. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching the video, this crappy video. Have a wonderful day.